News. This is Montana This Morning.
I'll tell you how a children's theater group at Butte is pulling together at the loss of one of its members.
The Bozeman School Board approved applications for non-resident enrollment into the district. I'm Kristen Merkel, and I'll tell you what that will mean for Bozeman schools.
And access to Montana's public lands is a great resource for those of us who live here. But that access, it comes with a few rules. Coming up, we'll talk with FWP about some of those rules. Alrighty, it is 6:30 on this Wednesday morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a nice Tuesday. Good start to your Wednesday. Jay McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. But I gotta say, on the way to work today, it was a little touch and go in some spots. There's a few slick areas.
Still a lot of ice. Temperature's really not warming up. Yesterday, we were able to kind of drive some of that ice off the roadway, but there's still a lot of ruts and rumbles along the way.
Yep.
Today, we're going to warm up. We're going to see a lot of that ice soften, so it should get a lot of that melted off. Daytime temperatures will build quickly from the 20s we're seeing now, but we are looking at partly cloudy skies to start. We may see mostly sunny skies by the late part of the afternoon for a good portion of the area. Already seeing some wind whipping around the region this morning. Today is going to be a windy day. That means blowing and drifting snow. Temperatures expected to be into the mid to upper 30s and low 40s. Another warm day ahead, but not without some snow chances moving in. That whole forecast is coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Now, many in the Butte community are still reeling from the loss of a young man in a tragic skiing accident. The fundraiser was done on behalf of the Todorovich family, whose son Sam died in a skiing accident at Discovery Ski Area. The goal is to raise $20,000 for a family going through this difficult time. MTN's John Amy tells us the tragic loss is also affecting another family of sorts. The victim was a member of a children's theater in Butte that is very tight-knit and trying to deal with the grief.
As a Butte family is grieving the loss of their child killed in a recent skiing accident, another family is in mourning. The young artists and performers of the Orphan Girl Children's Theater, of which the victim was a member, is also grieving this loss. And the bond of this group is as tight as any family.
The kids spend a lot of time together and sometimes a lot of downtime together where they get to really know each other. And they build really tight bonds, and they build those bonds very quickly.
Many with the theater knew the young performer who died in a skiing accident at Discovery Ski Area the morning of February 24th. The theater was doing a performance that very evening when the tragic news came to Elizabeth Crace, who did her best to keep it from the young performers.
We wanted to protect the kids for as long as we could because they're vulnerable, they're in front of an audience, and that's a really tough place to be when you're dealing with something super personal and painful.
They postponed the performance the following day. The children responded by making this memorial outside the front door of the theater. Some stayed at the theater to grieve, share stories, tears, and hugs.
They're so loved, so loved. I think that they know that. I think that they're aware of that here in this space, that they're very loved. And when we have something challenging like this to get through, we get through it together.
Counselors have volunteered their time to be there for children who need help dealing with their grief. As executive artistic director of the theater, Crace has had to remain strong for her kids, though it isn't easy.
Absolutely, I'm feeling it. It's probably easy for me to channel that emotion into the other kids that are here and give them those hugs that I wish I could give to our young artist who we lost.
The Orphan Girl will be doing their next performances of Twelfth Night in honor of their fallen member. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
And the community at Discovery Ski Hill also grieving the loss of the young skier who passed away this past weekend. Our Megan Thompson was at the ski hill with more on the story.
Well, it's a time-honored tradition for Butte kids to hit the slopes at Discovery Ski Hill each year. I did it when I was in 7th grade, and today my son got to join his class on the slopes. But as the skiers took the hill today, many at the ski hill are grieving the loss of the young child that passed away over the weekend in a ski accident. Discovery Ski Hill is known for its family-friendly environment, and many of the patrons are kids under 18 years old. So the news of 10-year-old Sam Todorovich's death on February 24th was heartbreaking for the community that works with young skiers. CJ Pritchard, the president of Discovery Ski Corp, was not available for a comment, but in a post on the Ski Hill's website, he said Ski Patrol was with the child on Winning Ridge and began life-saving measures, but despite their best efforts, they were unable to resuscitate the skier, and he expressed his grief and condolences for the family. At Discovery Ski Hill, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
And next year, Bozeman School District will be seeing some new faces, around 40 to be exact. MTN's Kristen Merkel reports on how the school board's approval of applications for non-resident enrollment.
At Monday evening's Bozeman School Board meeting, the Board of Trustees approved the 93 applications for non-resident enrollment into the district.
Students that were approved last evening, we have until August 15th to get them formally placed.
Last year's Montana legislature passed House Bill 203, which opens non-resident enrollment across Montana's public schools. BSD 7 received dozens of applications to enroll within the district. Most of them are from Belgrade or non-resident families already attending the district and paying tuition.
40 of them are new to the district, so the majority of those applications were students that are already attending our schools.
All applicants were accepted, 35 kindergarten through 5th graders, 25 for middle school, and 33 high schoolers. These students will fill available spots in Bozeman schools. However, all high school students will attend Bozeman High because Gallatin is already at capacity with roughly 1,500 students.
We basically fill our classrooms K-8 to accreditation standards. So we'll fit these students in where they fit, and if that results that we need an extra second grade teacher in the district or an extra first grade teacher, we'll go through that process.
But who pays taxes for these new students?
If a student comes to Bozeman Public Schools via open enrollment, the local taxpayer contribution to that per pupil funding number would be paid by Belgrade residents to Bozeman residents. So it's sort of like taxpayer to taxpayer relief or payment. It doesn't go to the school district.
The district is currently working through what schools to place the K-8 students in, and they have until August 15th to do so. In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Kristen. Now, despite this most recent round of snow, the popular tourist town of Cook City has been struggling nearly all winter. We checked in with several hotels earlier this month, almost all saying that they were well below full occupancy. In fact, many telling MTN that this is the worst winter they've experienced. And if one business is hurt, they all hurt.
Come in, we'll make deals with you because we don't want to hold the sleds over. We're going to have to store them, all that good stuff. So yeah, come in and see us. We'd love to make some deals and sell some sleds.
Hein Bishner says he still is holding out for hope for some more snow and of course for some more sales. He says currently they are sitting on 20 brand new sleds that need to be sold before the end of the season. And Yellowstone National Park says 2023 was the second busiest ever on record. The park registered slightly more than 4.5 million visits last year, second only to the record COVID year of 2021. That's when nearly 4.9 visits were counted. In 2022, when record flooding shut the park down for 8 days in June and kept 2 northern entrances closed for more than 3 months, visitation dropped to 3.3 million. The park says most people visit the park in June, July, and August. And Montana is rich in access to public land. However, some of that land has some special rules that control when we can use them. MTN's Chet Lehman recently talked with Fish, Wildlife and Parks about the importance of these lands and our responsibility to care for them.
This land behind me, almost 1,600 acres of Montana land, is special. Right now, it belongs to Montana's Wildlife and will until the middle of May. This is the Porcupine Unit of the Gallatin Wildlife Management Area, and it's critical land for some of Montana's wildlife.
Provides winter habitat, winter security for wildlife to help get them through the most difficult time of the year. For that reason, this wildlife management area, along with many others around the state, are closed this time of year to all public access.
The bulk of Montana's WMAs will open on May 15th. Jacobson notes the importance of the closure time and why everyone needs to follow those rules. Montana is rich in wildlife because of rich habitat like these wildlife management areas. It's a few months out of the year, crucial months for wildlife, but for some, truly a matter of life or death.
One of the reasons why we have such extraordinary wildlife resources in Montana is because we have amazing habitat like this. And that's why places like the Porcupine Unit here of Gallatin Wildlife Management Area, that's why habitat is the primary purpose and priority of this area, is to be able to protect wildlife and give them what they need to survive.
Jacobson's message is simple. Follow the rules wherever you recreate. Stay off private land without permission. Pick up your trash. Use public areas as intended. Leave no trace. And in the case of WMAs, stay out until mid-May.
You know, the bottom line is that places like this that have wildlife, places where we like to go out and recreate, they belong to the people of Montana, and we want to take care of them. We want to make sure that they're usable and enjoyable and in good shape for generations to come.
For more information on Montana's wildlife management areas and the rules for them, head on over to the Fish, Wildlife and Parks website.
Thank you very much, Chet. Now, we're going to take a short break here in Montana this morning, but when we come back, we've talked about it before, changes for the Federal Student Financial Aid, or FAFSA. John Matarese is going to take a closer look at the impacts next.
I'm John Matarese. Delays in the FAFSA financial aid program now have many college students in limbo, not sure what they're going to do next year. That story coming up.